don't get what I want, I get what I need. Every single day I'm heading off to my dream, and I get everything that I damn well please. I don't give a damn if you all listening to me, cause I run it. I'm the only one that really want it, I'm the only one that's really on it. I'm just being honest, I'm just doing everything I promise, cause I want it bad enough that I'ma make it as an artist. And I know I'm not the smartest, and I know I'm not the largest, but I promise you that I'ma be the one that worked the hardest, cause I promise you that I'm just getting started. And I promise you that my skills are getting sharper, so I'ma get charted. Can't be guarded, nah, I'm the one to get retarded. Get the party started, yeah, get the party started, yeah, so let me get up on it, yeah. Bitch, you got me fucked up, I don't know what's up. Pour that shit in my cup, we bout to turn up. Crank this shit up so loud, sounds like we're sold out. In front of the whole crowd, we lose control now. Take this shit too personally, everybody got a different version of me. Everybody gotta be learning from me, everybody wanna be working with me. And I feel like there's uncertainty and urgency to find out what you wanna be. But honestly, we change our minds constantly, so stop and breathe and find out who you wanna be.
You know what today is? It's Monday Night Raw, and your boy Cardone's in the house. You better get ready. We're gonna be live here in a few minutes. It's gonna be a rockin' night, baby. Holler! Well, you know that we're on the YouTube channel. We are broadcasting. If you got the Mixler app, tell your friends we're broadcasting on the Mixler app. We're going worldwide, baby. It's Cardone. We're in the house. Give a shout out to MVP Productions. Manuel always making it happen and sharing it. We got Texas H2O in the house. Graham Hunt's in the house. We're going to be live here in a few minutes, guys. You know the routine.
Don't try to stop me. An option. So I be cautious. I hope that you're watching. Don't try to stop this. Walk until I'm nauseous. Cause I will not quit. Not because I want this. Don't try to stop me.
Like it, share it. If you're in the room, take this page and share it around, baby, because we need to get everybody to be watching.
Really worth anything? 200 grand later and we're not even working. Student loans worth more than what we're earning. Best lesson I've learned is to keep on searching. Find your true passion.
I got my Aussies in the house. Nathan Adam.
You end up serving. Yeah, that's a fact. So you better clean up your act. So you better raise up a sack and tell the world they can suck on that. Don't come back. Pack your bags. You take a trip and don't relax. You hit the switch and just attack. You find your niche and make some racks. Don't hold back. Everybody wake up. It's time to break up with the life you made up. It's time to trade up. Live the life you want now. A life you don't doubt. I could give a fuck how. Just get your grit out. Wake up, man, this life is a blur. Everyone's got an opinion, so which one you prefer? Cause I'll give you one that's coming from an entrepreneur. Don't give up on your dream if it's what you deserve.
You guys know what's going on. Welcome to Cardone's Race Corner. It's Monday Night Raw, baby. I told you I was bringing it back, and we're bringing it back Monday Night Raw. I just want to give you guys a huge shout out, man. Awesome, awesome. Always appreciate the love you guys shouting at me on Facebook. Always sharing around, doing what you gotta do. Jessica Waters is the house. She's on her road to Havasu, baby. Give a shout out to Jimmy Roberts and my boy Mike Borges. They're both on their way to the Mark Hahn race also. Speaking of the Mark Hahn race, man, we got a lot of exciting things that we're going to talk about. Some new release news. We got some new tours being bought for someone bought out, or actually, you know, the reins were handed over. If you guys all knew, the Michigan, what was it? Scott Heike gave over his tour. Let me bring that up. The lakes, oh, it was Great Lakes Watercross. That's what it was. For some reason, I always want to say Michigan. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. As you guys always know, I appreciate you guys being in the room. I appreciate the opportunity. We're doing something new, so bear with me. The words might not be matching because I'm fine-tuning some stuff. We are broadcasting YouTube channel, Cardone's Race Corner. We are broadcasting live on the Mixler app also. For a lot of you guys out there, you guys were always telling me how you guys don't want to watch the Facebook all the time. And I understand because we all have a life, we got stuff to do. We really don't want to be stuck glued to our phone looking at it. But if you got YouTube, you can always get the YouTube channel up, and you can actually minimize the YouTube channel where it's still going in the corner, but you can do your own thing and play in the background. But if you download the Mixler app, that's even going to be a better opportunity because now it's like a radio station. The Mixler app is free. All you have to do is log into it with your Facebook, and then pretty much end of the day, you can listen to it as like a radio station. So that's one of the things that is very exciting about that. So I wanted to give a bunch of opportunities for some people that want to be able to listen to the show, interact with the show, but not be glued to it, having to be able to stop what they're doing for the next 60 minutes. Which I wouldn't mind having you guys stopping for 60 minutes and giving your boy Cardone some love. So I'm not gonna complain, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to have whatever outlets you need. So I've taken it to the next level. Going into this year, I've told you guys a lot of things are gonna be happening, a lot of cool stuff's gonna be happening. So as much as you guys give me the support, I'm gonna keep giving you guys as much as I can. It's still a one-man crew. I have to give a huge shout out to Eric Bradford at Brad Graphics. He always helps me make my scenes look good. There's a lot of opportunities to grow, and I'm very fortunate to have him there doing it. So we're going to be going into this year. We're building a new computer so that our streaming computer is going to be way better. We're going to be able to do a lot more going on and stuff like that. So bear with me, guys. I didn't expect it to get this big, and it's going to get this big, so we're going to keep going with it. So screw it. So I know a lot of you Northerners are not happy with us Florida boys. If you guys got to see our Facebook Live over the weekend, gorgeous, gorgeous day in Markham Park. Got to hang out with the champ, Daly, the other champ, Sam Nemi. We got some good riding out there. Awesome, awesome day. Weather was like in the 80s. You couldn't beat it. I'm still fighting a cold. I feel like dog crap. You guys are all busting my chops because I was posting on Friday about how it's Saturday, Supercross is on. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I own it. I fell asleep in my uniform because I came home because I wasn't feeling good. Woke up in a panic because I thought I had to go to work. That's how tired and sick I was. So bear with me. So tonight we're going to be talking some cool stuff. We're going to have the man himself, my ultimate favorite, one of my favorite guys to watch and hang out with, Mr. Mark Gomez himself. The man is super busy. He's been around the world twice by now of how much traveling he's gone. So it's been an honor to get him with the schedule he has and the constant moving around he does and all the things he's got going. So I was super excited the fact that he said, schedule me in, I'm going to be on your show because he's got some interesting news he's going to drop. We also had some other cool news we're going to talk about. But, we might as well just talk about it now because we're just going to be killing some time. If you guys saw the Doc Lester, he released a new race team that's going on right now. I had it all up here. Where was it? He posted. He's introducing a new team for 2019. It's going to be the Watercraft Clinic, and they're going to be based out of Michigan. So it's really cool to see who they got lined up. They got a real good, strong powerhouse. And, they got Tyler Hill on there. They got Daniel Wagner on there. They got Errol Lang on there. And, of course, they got the Doc Lester, Jason Lester, the Doc. So, awesome, awesome. Oh, before I get any further in this, I want everybody to say hi to the princess, Ray Quatwana. He is in the room. We need to make sure we all give him his princess wave. I don't know if you guys got to see that little video of him swimming. He's got to get those 2 weeks in before the first race. So, you got to make sure he gets all those water wings ready. So if you guys are in the room, give the princess, Mr. Ray Quatwana, a princess wave and a like. Anyway, so we're going to go back to Jason Lester talking about his team that he's formatted. He's got some big names on there. First of all, you got Tyler Hill. He's going to be going into the P1 as a pro this year. So that is freaking awesome. Daniel Wagner's going to be a pro also. And then Errol Lang, which I'm not familiar with. I'll probably learn a little bit more about him, but he's going to be pro amateur. And then, of course, we got Jason Lester as pro-amateur, but we all know he's an amateur anyways. He just plays it off pretty good. I'm teasing Jason. I'm teasing. So that's another thing we got going on with. So it looks like going into the 2019, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. I was supposed to get a confirmation, but I did get the confirmation. I don't really think I'm going to get my balls busted too bad on releasing this one. So what I'm going to do is... I got tired of writing notes because I couldn't read my own handwriting, so now I just do stuff on the wing. We're going to have 2 females showing up for Havasu this year, and you guys ain't going to believe who it is. You maybe heard a little bit of it, but check it out. Sophie Francis is teaming up with Amanda Lachimit, George Holmquist's girlfriend, and they're going to do the Mark Hahn, baby. So that's a big hit right there. We all know Sophie can ride. We all know Amanda can ride also. Amanda's one tough girl, boy. She can take a beat and still keep racing. So we got to keep our eyes on that. We got to give our women applaud because we all know Sophie's been training like a soldier out there, so it's going to be super interesting to see. We got a lot of people on their way to Havasu for the MarkCon, the last annual MarkCon, the official MarkCon, before Jet Jam decides to take over. I think that's what they're going to do. That was a talk, so we'll see what happens. But this weekend coming up is going to be very exciting to see who's going to do what, how it's going to survive, what boats are going to survive. And we all know about the MarkCon. It's one of those situations where it's who has the best pit, who can pit fast in, out, and go back out. Because one of the things we all know, the pits can be a nightmare. The boats get stuck, not the boats, the ATVs get stuck. Everybody gets stuck in the pits. It's just a nightmare out there. So you got to have a really good, well-oiled machine working good. So as I was telling you guys before, my boy Gorgeous Borges is going to be out there with Jimmy Roberts. Jimmy Roberts can be racing, and obviously Borges. So I'm truly interested to see how this is going to portray out for this, this weekend, because a lot of people are going to be racing, and it's, if you guys are familiar with the MarkCon, it's no joke. So we had that one, Sophie Francis, and that, who else? Mark Gomez is going to release some news too with us. He's going to be on here. And this is going to be interesting, guys, because you guys are pretty familiar with me talking about racing and stuff like that. I remember a year when, and I'm going to bring this up, Gomez was racing his Richter and was whooping up on the field of Daytona, doing backflips, and still won the stand-up class. That was insane. So it's going to be interesting to have we're going to have a pro champion freestyle, world champion freestyle on the Cardone Race Corner. I told you guys, whether it's China, America, Australia, I love my Aussies down south, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as it involves jet ski racing or closed course or anything that involves, I'm going to be in it. Course Marshal Randy's in the house. Give him a holler. Today is his birthday, so we got to say happy birthday. I text you, bro, and you didn't respond to me? What's up with that? No love for Cardone, man. I'm just sitting here dying. You guys are just killing me. Other things, as I remember, AJ called me and told me that he was going to release his own rule book. Since there was I have not heard anything, so I believe it's going to be our same rules, maybe a couple new modifications, but he should be releasing his own personal name, because I guess 2 and 2s are not trying to make 4. They're just trying to be 1 and 1. So it is what it is, guys. Some schedules we're still waiting on to be announced. Schedules. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. If I had the answers for you, I would tell you. If you guys knew. If you guys knew the insides of what was really going on with why we're having the problems we're having, a lot of you guys would truly understand and kind of take a minute and say, you know what, our bad, because there's a lot going on. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to put it out there because we're not trying to put people's business out there, but there's some scandalous ass motherfuckers out there. I'm just gonna drop a couple curse ones out there, but it's no big deal. So bear with it. It's gonna be happening. We have Texas H2O Lake Fairview coming up in 2 weeks. I was going to let you guys know. I haven't, excuse me, I haven't freaking told you guys this, but check this out. Pre-registration is free. You don't have to pay right now. The purpose of the pre-registration is to get the lines set up. It's to know who's entering. So if you're going to race and you're going to go out there and do it, just pre-register. Even if you're going to show up for 1 day, because now we have 2 separate events going on. Saturday is one event. Sunday is going to be an event. Jimmy Roberts, get out of the Great Lakes Watercross. Stay out of my page with all that nonsense. I'll talk about it here in a minute. I don't need you blowing up my freaking chat room up in there. Come on now. Just joking. Anyways, what I was saying about the Lake Fairview, it's free registration right now. When you get to the site, you're going to pay. So if you don't show up and you have a problem and something happens, you can't make the race, you don't have to worry about paying because you didn't pay. But the registration, the point of why Sean Compton does is because he wants to know who's going to show up. He wants to make sure that us racers get the respect and the best event he can give us, as long as he knows exactly what's going on. So if there's 10 of them going to show up, then we need those 10 people to pre-register, because when they pre-register, then obviously, we'll know who's going to be in there. Now, if more people show up and then register that day, more power to them. But if you guys are planning on coming, you're going to show up, you're going for Saturday, or you're going for both days, just get on the freaking website and pre-register. It's TexasH2ORacing.com. Sean Compton's in here. Check him out. Go to his Facebook page. It's all over. Carlos Rios, of course, Sean Compton's in the room somewhere around here. You'll find him. He'll make a link. He'll post. Keep an eye on it. Get you signed up. It's free registration. So I wanted to alliterate that to you guys pretty good. So that you guys knew what was going on. Going into the next few, we have some really good sponsors. We had BP Concepts. They're giving us a nice backdrop. So you guys gotta give them guys a shout out, dude. He hooked it up with a nice backdrop for the podium finish. It's gonna be really, really awesome to see that. So make sure you guys give him a shout out. Also, stay tuned because we're gonna have a lot of releases starting to come out. I know we're only going into end of February, but going into March, there's gonna be some cool stuff getting released. That's really sucks about the Florida-Bama race getting canceled. A lot of people are looking forward to that. But if you weren't going to go to the Texas A2O race, but we're going to go to Florida-Bama, well, now you're not going to Florida-Bama, so now you can go to Texas A2O. So reality is there's an opportunity for racing going around. You guys are in the chat room always talking about some cool stuff. The forums have been pretty quiet. A lot of people, we're going to talk about the Mark Hahn some more. I get some information on Mark Gomez and what he thinks, but a lot of people are preparing for this weekend, and it should be very, very interesting. The weather looks crappy, but you never know what Havasu will bring. One day it could be crap, and one day it could be sunshine. Like here in Florida, like we've been in the nice 70s and 80s with a nice breeze all week. So you guys are out there shoveling out your snow. Sean Compton, you're in the room. Carlos Rios needs a link, please. Can you forward him some information, get him hooked up? Carlos Rios is going to be one of our new racers. He's going to be racing P1, but he's also going to try to do some closed course racing also. GP 1800 2019 rider right there. Great guy, always into what needs to be going on. He's a wreck ride also. So if you guys see Carlos Rios in our pages talking, like him, friend request him, get him in there, give him a nice warm welcome in the PWC closed course world. He's very familiar with jet skiing because he does a lot of the wreck riding. He does the time trials with me down here in Punta Gorda. Or Fort Myers, and then also he hangs out with a lot of the hydro drag guys too. So it's good to get a lot of new blood coming into the scene because we need both sides of the world going out. So give him a shout, help him out, get him in here, and we'll make sure things are going on. We're at about 7:15 right now. Let me see if I can get the man himself, Mr. Mark Gomez, and we'll be right back. Oh, you know what time it is. I got Mark Gomez on the phone, buddy. You there, Mark? What's up?
Oh, what's up, everybody? What's happening, Bobby?
Man, my man, Mark Gomez, bro. I am honored, straight up honored to have you on my show. I know you are the Mr. Busy of all busy people I've ever met in my life. And for you to take a few minutes out of your time, your precious time, to come here and shoot the shit with me, old little Bobby here, I just want to say thank you, man. I truly appreciate it.
It's all good, buddy. Listen, I try to have time for everybody I can. It's just, I think I can speak on behalf for a lot of people in this industry and guys here on a professional level that it's just about, making it happen. And it's not all that it's cooked up to be as far as motocross and whatnot. Like, look, we're all dudes that love riding and, we make it happen in our own ways, but no one's ever that busy. I mean, we got our personal lives going on, but dude, I'm just happy to be able to be a part of your program. I love seeing what you got going on. I'm happy to spend time with you here and see all what's going on Cardone's Corner.
Hell yeah, dude. Sweet, dude. Yeah. Mark, I met you way back in the day when I first got into freestyling, and I was just taken away with some of the the tricks and some of the things that guys like you and Zach Bright and Jake Bright and some of those other guys, it just blew me away watching the things that can be done on just a little wave. And then some of I've watched some of your routines, the time you put in to get that final routine. I remember that one, I think it was last year, me and you were talking that you were traveling so much that you didn't really have a lot of time to do your routine, and you can almost see how it truly did affect you a little bit. And so, with that being said, how much time do you really dedicate to your routine to give you the best edge?
Well, that's the thing, though, is there's two bits to what I do. I started riding out in the surf, out in Oceanside, and that really is and has been my main gig, which is free ride, and that's a whole aspect on its own. That's and it's confusing because a lot of the race guys, they just see guys doing tricks on jet skis, and it's like, you're freestyle. Well, then you tell that to a free ride guy, and they're like, nah, I'm not freestyle. I'm a free rider, dude. Like, it's different. But I blend in the middle. I do both sports now, and it's fun, man. And the correlation between or the difference between the two of them is free ride is a 2-minute, free ride is surf riding. So that's, we're in a judged heat in the IFWA Tour, as our standard, and it's 50% surf riding, 50% aerial tricks, in a 6-minute heat, head to head with another rider.
Okay.
Then you've got freestyle, which is at all the races, and that's a 2-minute heat. We go out there, we fist pump the shit out of the crowd, and then we do our first trick, and it's game on. Really exciting stuff. The technology has gone through the roof. But then to go back to your question, that is a big thing. I mean, I've been going between the two sports. Right. That's hard enough to kind of switch back and forth. It's radically two complete different sets of equipment. Right. I'm fortunate enough to ride some of the best equipment out there. That's across the board for customers and pro riders. Right. The stuff that Taylor Curtis builds at TC Freeride. Richter makes free ride and freestyle jet skis, and it's just a lot of fun. That's why I got involved. It's fun. Little kid in me is just screaming right now. I get to do all this stuff, but that was the toughest part about it, was going from event to event to event and different events, and the time in between. It definitely has taken its toll. I will admit it. Definitely being spread thin, right. But part of it is exciting because I embrace the challenge of it. I mean, look, I'm out here having fun. I got stressed because I make it, once you make your what you do for fun a job, right. It gets stressful because if I don't podium, it's, I try to have a good outlook on everything, but man, if I don't podium or I don't win that championship, my contingencies, aren't coming in the mail, or, I put a lot on the line, and that affects the rest of my year. So it does get a little stressful there.
Right. And that makes sense because, not only are you taking time away from home, but you're traveling from state to state or continent to continent or across the world. So if you don't get that podium, it's kind of like, man, I did all this. I have to take kind of a swallow of my pride. But in the end of the day, I've seen you had some lows, but then you just come out and you're like a rock star. It's like boom, 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 boom. So the reality is that you just take it with stride and you just try to make the best out of whatever happens, no matter what.
That's it, man.
One of the things I was saying, you were talking about surf, the surf riding. I love surf riding. I think, we all love surf riding. It's nothing more thrilling than being in, crazy chop and stuff. Like, I haven't been in some crazy surf like what you've been in, but I've had my fair share of having some fun. But, watching some of the crazy videos of some of the waves that you've come in, and, one of the tricks I've always liked, and I wanted to ask you, what is the one, it's like, I guess they call it, diving back into the surf, like you're breaking the top of the wave and you jump back in. What is that trick called?
That is the re-entry.
Re-entry, okay. When did that become a big thing now? Because it seems like that's part of one of the tricks, but it seems like it's one of the biggest things everybody wants to do.
Yeah, well, it's a technical trick, but man, that trick has been since the dawn of time. I mean, everything came from the grassroots of surfing.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we just all of a sudden, 1978, 85, some knuckleheads were started taking these things out in the surf and realized it was the best thing since sliced bread. And and that's the thing. you hit the wave. It is a critical thing. I mean, now with boats that have a little bit more power, it's a little deceptive
Right.
because some guys can kind of do it without the right skill set per se, because you got a lot of the power of the jet ski to kind of,
right.
Yeah, you got the motor to kind of assist you.
Right.
But there is nothing like getting on a 550 and linking up the right connection. But every time, that's what the one deceptive thing with surf riding is unlike freestyle, where it's really equipment based and you can go out there and be super consistent. And that's what I do like about freestyle. In free ride, you have to, and it's also what makes it really exciting, is because every time you're out in the wave,
right.
it's different, 100%. Every time, every place you go, every break is different, and it's the size of the wave, the swell of the wave, the throw, the wind. All things considered, you will never have the same day twice, or within the same hour twice.
No.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So to do the re-entry is a really popular trick because it's it's really technical, and you got to be on top of it to really make it happen and do one really nice and crispy. I mean, I'll admit I get lazy sometimes, but it's a trick that that's the one though. Like, I had a screensaver of Joe Kenny when I was in high school of him doing this nice, easy re-entry on that super jet. Nice. And that was like, dude, I want that. But then looking back on videos that I watched as a kid, Jet Dreams, just idolize that movie. And Fischetti, Watkins, Gosher, Rippenkroger, these guys are doing re-entries then too. It's it's just a really radical, fun trick that if you get you hit the lift at the right moment, it's nice and buttery crispy, man. It's such a fun and a rewarding thing to do. And you can do it on a super jet, you can do it on a 550, you can do it on any stand-up. Hell, I've even seen guys do it on blasters. I wouldn't say you can go as far as doing it on. I wouldn't say you can do it on a couch, but I mean, I won't be the one to say no.
Well, we've seen you jump on some crazy stuff. I was talking before the show. I remember that Daytona where they were having a stand-up race, and you went out there with your Ricker, and you were doing backflips and winning the race in the buoy course. It was the most hilarious, fundamental, hilarious things I've ever seen you do. You just went out there and just dominated on it. But that goes back to this.
Oh, man.
Didn't you start a little bit of racing because you did the 550 for a while coming up into the sport?
No, you know what? Racing kind of came from, honestly, that just was, look, I always rode jet skis and it was fun, and you want to ride fast. Like, one of the guys I looked up to that I worked with at Waterworld, Mike Serlin, he was just one of the guys I rode with, and he went, kind of had like an injury for a while. And then when he came back, he started training out in Long Beach with some of the guys there, Granada Street. And when he came back to a contest at Surf Slam, I watched this guy ride, and he was like a different person out there. It was insane because he had all this buoy racing training, and his style was fast, aggressive. He was just coming into these sets with dragging a shoulder. It was so just rapid fire and boom, boom, boom. I was like, I want to do that. So I got all pumped on that. And then little did I know that just riding all the time where we ride out in Oceanside, it's about a 2-mile ride through what could be either glass, it could be super choppy. Yeah, it could be hell. But you know what? My brain, none of us think about that. I mean, yeah, you're kind of out there like, oh, man, it really sucks. You're like, in the morning, you're cold. You're like, oh, I'm getting cold. But, who cares? You're going out to the spot. You never thought about that. So then when it came time to race,
you're tired as shit.
No, you're just hauling butt through the surf, and everybody's getting beat up and oh my God, it's choppy. For me, it's just subconscious, over years and years of going to Oceanside, just hammering through that surf, because the faster I got through it, the faster I got out of the water, the faster I got to the spot.
That makes sense.
And it was way more calm. It's that, I think that saying where smooth seas never made a good sailor. It's just subconsciously you just power through it. So that little did I know that gave me a super big edge, because in moto surf racing, which I think hands down is the best, there is, bar none, there is absolutely no other, no better show of racing than racing in the surf.
Of course.
I may be a little bit biased, but that's where it's at. That's where the carnage is at.
That's your natural equalizer. That is the number one equalizer. You can have the fastest boat out there, or you can have the $500 boat. It's who can handle the surf and handle through all that.
Oh, yeah, but you got to have rhythm, you got to have timing, you got to have personal perseverance, you got to understand when to jump, when not to jump. It's all sorts of things, and it's fast, it's nasty, and I mean, I've gotten caught off guard. So that's, man, I get so excited about moto surf racing. I know Huntington Beach event's coming up in April.
Getting ready to ask you.
Yeah, man. Details are still coming out for that. I know there's a lot of promoter Ross has been working on a lot of things, and we had a really successful year last year. I was all over that event, man. I jumped on a sports spec boat, and I did sports spec, sport GP.
What?
I raced vintage 550, and I raced pro ski open on my Richter, and did the free ride expression session. Dude, I was in the water every single freaking opportunity.
Wow.
I was like smoked at the end of the event. And I did horrible in almost every other event except for freeride and vintage, because Wyland and I were just going neck and neck. But dude, I had so much fun.
Right.
I mean, that's what it was about. I mean, we were right there, south side of the pier, like that. Oh man, it's just such a fun event to be a part of it.
Well, I didn't know you raced that. If I would have known that, I would have been all over trying to watch it. You know me, I'm always trying to see who's doing what and who's trying to bring a new edge to a scene, because not too many people would expect a freestyle guy or a surf guy to go out there and race. But I'm thinking about, I'm going to talk to Tyler Hill and his dad. I want to see if they're going to go to that race this year and see if I can fly out, because that is one of the places that I really would love to go race, because I think, like you said, I love surf, and boy, that place can be an A or B kind of scenario. So I hope I can get out there. Even if I don't get to race, I think I'm going to fly out there for the weekend, at least check it out, because it's one of those things, once in a lifetime kind of things, like going to Thailand and stuff like that. So, and then speaking of which,
yeah, man.
Speaking of which, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, well, I was saying, so give us some insight into Thailand. Am I not right? You won that. You took home the title yet again, right?
Yeah, man. King's Cup. I went there a second time. I went there with support from Richter, RRP. I had my mechanic, Hiroyuki Ojino. He's we call him Ninja. He's big. He's been working with me since I really started cranking up with freestyle. Taylor built a great XFS competition boat that I brought to World Finals, and we got to do some cool new things. Brought out the new trick, the Ninja Cork, and it's a Super Roll, Super 360, whatever you fancy. Either which way, I'm rotating 360 degrees with my feet out. And it's just such a rad feeling, just to be able to throw out some new stuff and stomp it nonetheless and be consistent with it. That's huge.
Right.
So then took that momentum and just said, screw it, let's go try and dance out there in Thailand. And, dude, the Japanese were, like, insane this year.
That's what I heard.
Taiji was just throwing doubles like it was nothing and, like, landing it and riding out. So I was, like, the heat was on. That was such an intense event. The water was just doing what it does out there. It was like pretty choppy,
right?
But dude, it's such a tough heat. I did not want to be a judge in that thing, because it literally, we were standing there after the contest.
Right.
I put my heart and soul into that heat. So did he. I mean, we were definitely the top two guys there, competing that weekend for that spot. And, they deliberated for like literally, I think about like a half hour. It was insane.
Really?
Like it was getting dark. We're like looking around like, dude, did they forget about us? And then they just, kind of rushed into the awards. But holy crap, man, I ended up winning by 0.1. It was gnarly.
Dude,
so
I know when I watched that release, because I was keeping tabs, because Christian Daly was over there with the Sport GP, and I had to give my boy some support over here and make sure we got good coverage. And then when I saw you get that win, and I legitimately was watching a lot of people saying how crazy that session was and how close it was. So, and then when I saw it was a point, I couldn't believe it. I was yelling for you, dude. That's a pretty intense week. That was an awesome show.
Yeah, man. It's fun, but that's good competition. That's what we need in freestyle. Right. That's what's great about racing is we've got, and I've been trying to help. I've been putting my nose in a few places, just trying to push and help elevate things, because one of the worst things is you're always going to have he said, she said kind of stuff.
Right.
But what's great is we got guys like Iceman, Vaclav. He's putting together that his freestyle events, the European Freestyle Championships and the U.S. National Freestyle Championships, and he's doing a great job bringing a structure to our sport, and it's really helpful because with where it used to be, everybody talks about back in the day. Back in the day, they used to do this.
Yep.
In my honest to God opinion, I think there was a lot more technical well-rounded riding back then on skis. Not to say that there isn't now, but it's just a different level.
They didn't
but
have the
that
boats.
Being said,
They didn't have the boats
and the
to
boats,
power. Right.
Yeah, but the level has also, I should say, everything has kind of changed and evolved with the sport, but the judging hasn't entirely evolved as well. And it just needs to be looked at and be agreed upon on all angles so everybody can go attack it. But what I'd like to see is I do like to see, again, I'm all about a challenge. You know, somebody says, hey, you went out there, you excelled at jumping, but your overall technical riding wasn't all that great. Right. You know what? That's like, damn, it sucks, but I want to go out there. I want to challenge myself to do better the next time.
Right.
Because the way I look at it is back in the day, you had guys, not only just from a freestyle aspect, those riders, I mean, and I'd be all about this if it was still out there. I think you had to do racing. If I'm not mistaken, you had to do racing, slalom, and freestyle.
Whoa.
To be a world champion.
That would definitely that would definitely put some cookies in a jar and really ruffle some feathers.
I think well, I'm not saying we got to do that now, but
no, it would be interesting. It would be awesome.
Well, with the evolution of every single sport, I mean, look at it. You know, you got GP1s, Pro 4s, all these other race boats on the line, Commanders, Bullet, all that stuff. You know, you got high competition race boats, you got high competition freestyle boats. And then you got, high competition freeride boats, and even, maybe a guy's going to ride a slalom ski differently. It's just, I think it's a little too insane now to be able to, like, make that kind of approach. But it's just going back to the roots of it. People were more focused on being well-rounded riders, and you didn't have really guys having a big stink about freestyle. Everyone did it. You know what I mean? Because they challenged themselves to be an overall better jet ski rider.
Well, like Chris McCluggage.
So I think that's cool.
Chris McCluggage did freestyle when he was a kid. So, I mean, and he's a world champ all across the board. I think if I'm correct, Dustin Farland
Chris rips in the surf. Chris can do freestyle. Like, dude, I got massive respect for Chris. They don't call him a goat for the reason.
Exactly. You know? The Mac is the Mac, dude. That's the man. I love talking to him because he, when he's like in one of those rare forms where he's like really like in a good mood. No, he's always in a good mood, but when he's in one of those storytelling moods and he just gets into detail about racing and this and that, it's just like you're almost like in the moment and relearning something new because he'll tell you something you never really expected to even know or even look at, and it opens your mind because there's more to it than truly what it is. So awesome guy too.
Oh yeah.
So, a lot of people,
no, for sure.
I remember seeing this video was posted a while. You just had a crazy rainstorm, and it brought back up again because I think you brought it back in your memory. When you had your 550 running down the ditch on the main road in your neighborhood. You got to give us I've read this story 100 times, but I got you on my show. Everybody knows about it, has heard about it, and they want to hear it. So let's hear it from the man himself.
Oh, man, there's not much more to it, man. We've all got jet skis, and we all go travel the world. That's the damnest thing about it. Is this video got millions of views, and it's my brother's 550 that I've taken and beaten the living shit out of, blown the engine up a bunch of times, and I keep bringing it back for more, but it was in the garage, and my brother and I have always, since the dawn of time, we're like, our street, we're at the bottom of a big hill, so naturally, when it really dumps, it floods, and, you look outside, and like, damn, that's like a little river, and, I want a jet ski in that, and that's literally all it stems from. So one day, it's like really dumping, and the jet ski was there. My brother was there. He's like, hey, we got to do this. So I just suited up, and we threw the ski onto the street, and we made like, I don't know, it was like about an hour of going up and down the street, trying to throw it into the corner of the gutter, because right in the corner of the gutter, it was only about 8 inches deep. It's literally just because there's a little gap there.
Right.
So I'm trying to get it going, and finally down the street, I figured it out how to get it going a little bit easier. And then we put it in the curb, and I was like, I was trying to go downstream for the longest time.
Right.
Then I got it going. I went upstream. I actually ended up taking off. The first one we didn't film. I got it going. I just said, screw it, I'm not coming back. I'm just going to keep going. I rode all the way up my street, and then was able to, top of my street, I was able to bank a right turn around a curve and kept going for about another 3 houses. Then I had to stop because there was some jerk parked his car in where he normally parks a car. I was like, whoa, that's what the hell? So came back, and that's when we set up the filming. My brother and my mom were actually sitting in the back of a truck, and I gave my brother the phone, and that's when you can hear my mom screaming. I mean, it was just fun. And like this whole time, again, you travel the world, you do all these crazy things, And the most fun you'll ever have is just riding in front of your own house, in your own street, in your own city, just on the street. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, did you damage the ski? I mean, yeah, the chines are a little flat now, and intake rates took a beating. But, dude,
it don't matter.
Send it.
It's a 550. We're having fun. You can't beat that.
Yeah,
it's like
it was stuck to it.
Go ahead.
We actually went to go start it up for that last run, and like a 550, it wouldn't start.
Oh.
The battery had just died.
Oh.
So we ran back to my house. I threw a jumper pack, one of those, like, you know,
Yep.
those little LiPo jumper packs.
Right.
Put that on there and threw a rubber band over the top of it, and just got it started and turned up the idle and kept it running. And then that's when we filmed that video.
Oh my
god! Jumper pack lead.
So the story going up to that is way better than actually seeing you going up and down the road, because the legitimate of you trying to get it going first, got it going, then the battery dies. Typical jet ski moment. You're throwing some crap at it to get it going, idled up. Dude, that makes the story way better, dude. Like, nothing can go right just one time. You have to make it a real story.
No. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like everything, man. It's fun. That's all that was. It was just fun.
So, Mark, going into 2019, you know, I know you got a lot going on. You know, obviously, I didn't get a really chance to see you at Daytona. You were super busy, but you know, I congratulated you on Facebook, but I was going to say it in person. But again, I want to congratulate on your fiance. You guys have your wedding coming up. Going into 2019, you got a lot going on. Is there any racing? What's your freestyle plans going? Are you getting married this year also?
Yes. Kaylee and I are getting married October 19th at the Nautical Beach Resort right in Havasu.
Nice.
So
dude.
Right after the World Finals. Yeah, we're really stoked on that. Obviously, it's a lot of planning, and we've got it's a lot of pretty hefty guest list that we're trying to work out a bunch of those details on top of just trying to get the whole year going. So, but we're really excited about that.
You have a ton of friends. You have a ton of friends. Have you already limited your side, her side of how many people are going to show up, or is this going to be a wedding crash?
Yeah,
we're all just going to show up.
This is no, look. I mean, we can obviously only accommodate so much. We got a venue for 300 people. That's just because that's how much it can accommodate and how much budget we could barely scrap together.
Right.
But no, we are gonna. It'll be to a certain point where, because we have so many friends there in town too.
Right.
But it'll be past a certain point. Everybody will come party. I think we're gonna try to wrap up the evening at Kokomo's.
Nice.
Way later at night, so that'll be great. We'll work out more of those details soon.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as coming up next, I just had a crazy start of the year. Went to Daytona. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Didn't have the greatest surf there, but still just a great time to see everybody. Big event, year opener.
Right.
Then went straight from there to Puerto Rico to go train.
Yeah.
Train. I've been getting a few of these training gigs, and it's been really awesome to have that opportunity to really do professional training with people now. So train these three new free riders out there, and all three of my boys out there, Guillermo and Bobby and my boy Adrian. They all stomped their backflips and they're pumped. So then we moved on. I came back home for just a minute, and I just went out to Belgium and trained this pro rider, Niels Wilms.
I did see that.
He wanted to do a super flip. Yeah, he wanted to do a super flip, which isn't quite the easiest trick in the book to just go out and learn. It's really high risk. You get hurt
real bad.
The kid took a bunch of beatings. You can check out my Facebook, a few of my stories, a few posts back, and man, he really persevered, and I was able to. It was a challenge for coaching, but we were able to find some of the missing links and help coach him through it, and it was a really rewarding experience because nothing makes me feel. It's one thing to get a job, but man, I want to see it through. I thoroughly believe in success of other people if they put their mind to it. And that was really cool to see him go out there and stomp it. I mean, he's so pumped. Right. He's a good kid. He's a great athlete. I think he's got a great future in the sport. So it was cool to see him go out there and nail that.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, stopped in Thailand for another quick minute and picked up a little project I've been working on for later in the year.
Right.
And then now I'm home, and next weekend it's this weekend.
You
pulled the trigger last minute. What's that?
I said, are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell me?
I'm racing the Mark Hahn.
Oh, snap! You guys heard it. He's racing the Mark Hahn.
Yeah.
Holy crap! So who all right, so let's hear the Gucci details.
Make sure I pull out. I got some of the details on my phone, but yeah, man. Well, I'm doing the hunt. I've done it before on a stand up with my buddy Bobby Kearns.
Right.
We did it a few years ago. We didn't finish because go figure, a stud on a stock engine cylinder stud broke and kind of took us out of the race. But no, this year one of my family members here, one of my family sponsors, John Crabb at Performance Fiberglass.
Right.
He's really tight with Joe Himes over there at Kawasaki,
right.
and he's and Dan Silva. He builds the engine. They built this 310 Ultra 310R with it got a little bit of love into it, but
right.
it's Performance Fiberglass step bottom bottom deck. Thing gets pretty good fuel economy, so I think between that and having fast pits, I think we've got a really good potential of doing well. And I'll be riding with Mike Habel, who's a pretty seasoned rider. I haven't really got the chance to. I've met him before, but we haven't really got a chance to race together.
Right.
This is super thrown together. I mean, I'm not the. I'll tell you right now, I'm not the. You won't catch me out in the water on a sit down unless I'm like towing somebody in,
right.
or
right.
you know, taking my TS out and towing my own jet ski out to Oceanside or something.
Well,
but,
hey, I've seen
be...
some videos of you on a little beater ski with you and the girl in the back. So don't fib on me. I've seen you on one of them old skis.
That's a little bit different than a 310. You know, that's going WFO across the lake for about 300 miles. So it's definitely going to be a test, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the only way you catch me riding a sit down in a race, like I've told many people, is like the only way I want to do it is endurance. I mean,
right.
I got all the respect for the guys riding these things, banging buoys, but that's not me. It's just gnarly. I think it's super dangerous and pretty. Anything can happen in a heartbeat.
You're right.
Coming from a guy who throws a jet ski over my head, I think that's like next level gnarly. I mean, that's like those guys riding the crotch rockets out there on the when it's raining.
Oh yeah, or the Isle of Man TT. Them guys are insane, ripping through the town like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, but then those guys going like side by side. So, anyways, super excited about it. Got a lot of good support here. John and the guys here at Performance have been their family. They take great care of me always. And it's going to be fun. I mean, for all we know, this is the last Marcon.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, what a better opportunity to go try it. Day after that, I'll be filming with Larry Rippner-Kroger again. We got some scenes, some makeup scenes that we're doing.
Yeah, he's got that movie.
Finalize
the movie you're talking about.
Yeah, Hot Water
yep.
is coming out, and I got some few good scenes in there.
Of course.
I doubled the actor Glenn McEwen.
Right.
For the opening bit, I think it's going to be some fun stuff. I think people are really going to enjoy this movie. I know Larry's worked really hard on it.
I'm gonna have to get Larry on. I'm gonna have to get Larry on. I'm gonna have to get him on here and talk to him about that stuff.
He'd love to talk to you. I'm sure, especially probably when he gets more into finishing up post production. Right now, he's pretty stressed out every time I call him. I mean, it's no joke, man. He said he put all the editing together. And once he had all the editing done after they filmed, it was a 3-hour movie.
No.
It's not going to be a 3-hour movie, but by the time you get everything that you filmed cut in and without chopping things down,
right?
Yeah, you got to then take that 3 hours, and that's all the goods. It's all the good scenes. It's all like the really good stuff.
Right.
And you got to cut that down now into like an hour 20, and that's tough, man. From he's got such a great vision. I've seen the script. It's just fun. It's an action comedy.
Right.
So it's lighthearted, but it's got a lot of, obviously from Larry and his experience, it's a lot of tribute to events that happened when he was on national tour.
Right. And
stuff. So for those who kind of get the inside jokes and the guys who've been around the tour for a while, I think they'll kind of get a nice chuckle at some of the things that happen.
Right.
It's like the names have changed, but the story's the same. It's like kind of that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's going to be cool.
No, you go ahead, Mark. No, I was listening. Sorry. My bad. I interrupted you.
It's all good. I've been going and going and going.
No. That's the whole point is to get to know the inside of my guests. And dude, all of us are listening. There's 50 of us in the room. And, your boy Michael Habel's in the room. He says it's going to be a blast. So, dude, you're not killing me at all. I love hearing it. My guests love hearing it, too.
Yeah. Well, after that, I've got a few other things going. The middle of the year is a little dicey right now because I've got a few things coming in and out. I've had some schedule changes that have really just kicked my butt.
Right.
Unfortunately, jet skiing happens, events, we're all talking about these frustrations with schedule,
right.
Waiting for, like, I know pro watercross was
Right.
waiting to release your schedule. That wasn't so much on my radar this year. I did national tour 3 years ago now.
I remember that.
And that was blast, but that was kind of a one-shot deal for me because it didn't really pan out. It wasn't really I had to invest a lot to go out and do all that.
Right.
It just, for a freestyle guy, I just needed to commit a little bit more to free ride and other stuff in my venue. But,
but we did enjoy having you out there. I'll tell you, I enjoyed having you. It was good to see you though. So, hey, if it means nothing for nothing.
No, that was it, man. I love being able to see everybody, but damn, it was expensive to go out there and be the only one riding freestyle.
Nope, I hear you. Hey, I totally understand. No one's taking it from you. No one's mad, but you have to see it. You have to do business. What you do is, a lot of people don't understand. It's fun, but truly it is a business. Like you're telling us tonight, there's a lot more to it than a lot of people don't understand. It's a business, man. It's not hopes and dreams, baby. It's actions and getting things done.
Well, that's it too, and one of the biggest things that I get a few people asking me, how do you, trust me, I see the same way. Like, I want to go up to, like, Ken Roxon and these guys who in motocross be like, dude, how do you do it? Like, how do you get these sponsors, and how do you do this or that? But it's in this sport, I got a chance to help with Hyder Turf the last 3 years.
Right.
With, like, the sponsorship, being a sponsorship liaison. So it's kind of, in a sense, jaded me a little bit because I had to take such a business look to everything.
Right.
Because that's kind of the way I approach my program.
Right.
But, man, it is super tough. It's just 120% dedication, and you've got to have the right balance of, like, dedicating to the sport, but then also you do have a personal life, and you've got to balance the finances and how you also get back to the sponsors, which now is nearly 100% social media. Let's get real with it.
Yep, you see me doing it. Dude,
we're on Facebook Live right now. Like, this is where people, you get your real news from the real sources when you go and do your own damn investigating. But no, but really though, social media is where it's at, and you see a lot of movie stars, athletes. It's undeniable right now that you just got it. But what's hard about that is you have to now work twice as hard because unless you're able to, like, put the coin out and pay somebody to do it for you, or you've got to, you got to do it, and that means everything you got to do. You got to post about it. And then you also have to represent yourself well on that.
Right.
So it's tough. It adds another angle, and it's just some people it's just hard enough to get out the damn races, between work schedules and whatnot.
Well,
and then you got to maintain in between because you can't just be all of a sudden show up and
win,
and try to be relevant.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking about you're talking about some key factors. Like, I'm a one-man show. You haven't really seen me in the last couple of years, but I roll in a 2004 Nissan Altima with 250,000 miles now with a single trailer. It looks like it's been through hell and back with my ski, tent, tools. I got everything I possibly can showing up to all these races. And, I got some good sponsors on my board. And everybody, a lot of people ask because I'm not podium finishing. I'm not doing much, but I'm showing up and I'm having fun and I'm interacting with a lot of people. And everybody keeps asking me, like, what do you do? I said, you guys got to take that few minutes that you took that stupid selfie, take 5 more seconds on top of that stupid selfie, incorporate your jet ski or your gear or something smart. You're on the beach, take a picture of your ski, take a picture of your helmet, take a picture of your tent, something, and make a stupid hashtag or something, and then say, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Watercraft Network or Brap Graphics or MVP Productions. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is this. It doesn't matter if they went and bought something. It's how many people saw that. Like, for instance, Mark, I don't know if you saw my posts on this Carlos Race Corner are reaching about 8,000 people. Now, we all know that...
Dude, that's awesome.
8,000 people, we know maybe a percentage of them are actual jet skiers. So a lot of people that don't really watch jet ski or know about jet skiing are getting a tidbit of what's going on. And that's the whole purpose. Like, you have to take what you already do on a daily basis and just add what you do. Like, I enjoy what I do. So it's easy for me to make a picture or a video or do this because I love my guys. I love racing. I love what you guys do in the freestyle world. So I take my passion and put in here, and then all the support I get from everybody that watches this, and like you sharing, I got a bunch of people that started liking my page from you sharing it. That makes me want to do it even more. So like you were saying, social media is the biggest, fastest weapon you could ever have. But if you're not smart, it can bury you right away. So you have to learn to.
Well, it could bury you, but you got to be consistent as well. And
exactly.
that's what's tough too. Is you could be there, but you got to put the elbow grease in it. And it's tough. There's no entire, and that's the hardest thing too. If there's no rule, there's no instruction book on how to do this crap.
No, there isn't. There isn't. It's each person's different. Like it may work for me, but not work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've just found what works best for me. And, I got the 239 raceboat just sticks with me. So I just make it work. I capitalize on what, if someone hooks me up with a shirt, guess what? I'm shouting them out because they gave me something they didn't have to. So I'm going to represent.
It's all good. And then Bobby, this is really cool. I love what you're doing here. It's actually inspiring because it's something I've wanted to do for a long time as far as like, maybe not so much podcasts right away, but I'm definitely interested in taking more of an avenue this year into trying to do more create like a YouTube page that actually has monthly or bi-monthly generated content. Turn that into maybe bi-weekly if things go well.
Like a blog.
For instruction.
Right.
Yeah, because I can't tell you how many times I get questions on Instagram and whatnot. I really do try to get back to as busy as things can get. I do. If I don't get back to people right away, I try at least within a week. I get tons. I can't tell you how many messages I get about people. What freestyle ski they want to get? What part 2 should I get? What should I do here? What should I do there? Like, I don't mind helping people out, but it just makes me think every time, like, dang, how can I help portray like all these thoughts into one message? It's like, well, I got to start making a YouTube. I got to start putting these in the videos,
right?
And give back to the sponsors that way, and actually host some really tangible, common, frequently asked questions, or just stuff that people are really, current topics that people really want to talk about. And that's kind of like this. This is a great avenue for that, as far as getting people out there. So that's hats off to you, man. Yeah, exactly. Hats off to you, though. That's super cool. I love what you're doing here. This is really cool, and I hope more people can take note and support it and share it with their friends so we can grow this for you.
I really appreciate it, Mark. It means a lot to me. It definitely means a lot coming, because you're not in the world that I'm in, but you are in the world. So from you coming from that freestyle world and the surf world, it really means a lot to me. And going back to your YouTube thing, that is freaking badass because a lot of people ask me too, and I'm not in that group anymore like I used to be, so I don't know. But if you need help and you want to throw some videos and stuff like that, you can count on me here to help you throw a couple of videos on the YouTube channel. 'Cause I have a YouTube channel that I'm streaming right now as we talk to. But if you ever need some stuff, I got your back, buddy. Let me know.
I appreciate that a lot, man.
Well, Mark, I've had you on here for a good amount of time. I know you got a lot going on. I just want to say I truly appreciate coming on. I'm going to give you the air. I want you to give a shout out to whoever you want to shout out to. Obviously, some sponsors and give a shout out. You have the floor, my friend.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Definitely want to big shout out to my fiance Kaylee. I can't do nearly half of the things that I'm doing this year or moving forward without her. I'm excited to be marrying her, and all of my sponsors that helped me out throughout the year. I'm still working out some things this year as far as getting people back on board. It's been a little bit more of a slow start because I've been taking a few different turns, and kind of just with the holiday, it's been pretty tough to get back on board with everything.
Right.
But still, nonetheless, got to shout out Richter, Mystic Lubes, Hydro Turf, Jet Renewed, Dassler Racing, Risen Wild, TC Freeride, Jet Pilot, Zao Vodka, Bomber Eyewear, Torrent Pumps, Scat Track, Commander Industries, ESU Armor, Factory Zero, Hot Products USA, Cold Fusion, KMG Racing, and my family here at Performance Fiberglass. These are all people that are helping me out big time. Been supporting me for a lot of years. You probably see I look like pretty damn NASCAR, but this is grassroots. A lot of these sponsors have come and have been with me for quite some time now. Definitely including Hydroturf was like one of my second sponsor, and I got involved with them. I got like a 35% discount.
Nice.
When I was just not even graduated high school yet. I was like, oh my God, I'm sponsored. I was so pumped, and that was like just the opportunity to go represent a company. I felt like I had a sense of purpose, and it was like I love jet skiing, and now I'm sponsored, so I have I went and built a website, and there's no looking back from that. And that was just simply because Mike at the time, the manager there at Hydrotrip, just saw I had saw my intent, and that was really rewarding about the last 2 years is being able to kind of hopefully do the same and with some other new riders that have been coming about. You never know where it can go.
Right.
It could be just something that a summer phase, or it could be, you know, the next Wyland Reedon. You know, look, you got a kid like Wyland Reedon coming up.
Right.
You got the Skillets who are going out there and murdering it. You know, you got little Coy Curtis out there ripping it up. It's so cool to see. I'm pumped on the kids out there, man. I mean, you know, even Dustin Farthing's kids out there ripping. So many little athletes. I think Max just put a helmet on his kid that barely fit. Dude, it's so cool. I love the sport more than anything. I hope to continue doing it. That's over half my stress is just now that I'm so involved. Most of the times if you see me stressed out, it's probably just because I'm trying to figure out how to sustain my life and keep jet skiing more. Because I mean, once you've gotten a taste, there's really no going back. I mean, and that's just it. I'm elbow deep in it, and I'm gonna keep going one way or another. And I got the best life partner to do it with, and I'm really blessed, man. It's a great community, and everywhere I go around the world, I've met the same level of people, especially in the free ride scene, man, and actually even in the race scene too. The race scene and the free ride scene is pretty just a great vibe overall. Good people. Definitely. We just really enjoy doing it for what it is, man. It's a great family.
Well, Mark, dude, that's been a pleasure, dude. I'm honored. Like I said, dude, it's been a blast talking to you. You know, every time I've seen you, I've always tried to take a few minutes and fucking holler at you, show you some love, because I know you're super busy. But the pleasure is my own, man, having you on, talking to me, and giving me some credit, dude. I truly appreciate it. Count on your boy Cardone. Anytime, anywhere, you reach out to me, I got you, brother.
Thanks, brother. Well, hey, thank you guys, and tune in for all the updates. I'm sure you might be doing some recaps, and we'll see how we do at the Han. Hopefully, I'll stay above the ski and not go swimming for the 300 miles. But I know if I can't do it, I know Mike's gonna be backing me up. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be an experience. We're gonna give it hell.
Well, I'll be watching, brother. Till then, man, be safe, and I'll holler at you. All right?
Oh, hey, one more thing. Come see my show this week. This year. That's the most important part.
Well, what are you doing to me? What are you doing?
Well, I'm sorry. I got my second contract with SeaWorld. So come see Circle X Freak. It's middle of June until September 2nd. Come out, San Diego, every single night. I got Jace Forrest, Tanner Thomas on board with me this year. It's going to be really exciting. It's a nighttime show every night there at SeaWorld. San Diego. So come out and check that out.
I was going to say, I got to see it because your fiance recorded it. And let me tell it, you were having a hard time with your lights. And then I saw another episode where you had your lights. Dude, that show is freaking badass, dude. If you guys are in San Diego, get a chance, go check it out because it's freaking badass.
Oh, man, it's fun. It's great ensemble. I mean, super talented cast of acrobats. And then I get the jet ski in it. And it's all lit up. It's great.
You can't beat it. You get to play and get paid. I mean, seriously.
It's a dream job, man. It's a hard job because there's a lot of responsibility, but man, that's a dream. It's been a pleasure working for them.
All right, brother. Mark, again, man, been a pleasure, dude. Holler at your boy. I'll be in touch. Be safe.
Likewise. See ya.
See ya. You guys heard it here. Man, Mark Gomez is going to be racing the Mark Han, son. Jimmy Roberts, you better get ready, boy. You get beat by a surf guy, you're going to need to take that shit, pack it up, and go home, man, because what are you doing? Anyways, awesome show, dude. That was probably one of my most exciting ones, dude. Mark Gomez brings a whole different level. I haven't had the chance to talk to Mark on a level like that. I've always got to shoot the shit with him, have fun with him. But, man, what a cool story. A lot of cool stuff. A great passion of someone that's really into it. That's the type of, like he said, that's the type of stuff we need. We need to unify and work together because it's jet skiing, guys. We do this for fun. Like, why are we fighting and worried about rule books and he has this and he has that and blah, blah, blah? It's jet skis, baby. This is what we do. We have fun. Anyways, I seen all you guys in the room, man. You guys are freaking awesome, dude. Man, it's been a long show. It's an hour and 3 minutes. I really don't know what else to talk about. I mean, we could talk some more smack. We could, maybe we should stir the pot up some more. Are we racing Sport GP or are we just talking about blaster only class? Should we bring that conversation up? What do you guys think? Should we just talk about blasters and sport class or should we just move on to a new subject? I see you guys in there laughing. I want you guys to hit the like button, hit the share. Check out my YouTube page. We're streaming to it also now. Check out the Mixler app also for you guys if you're driving on the West Coast. I know it's 4:30 or something like that right now, probably 5 o'clock. You aren't able to watch Facebook Live. Check it out. Hook it up. You can listen to it in the background and do your thing. You can be sitting at the table at the desk right now pretending like you're working and listening to old Cardone here talk smack about jet skis. And why not else? As for the Mark Hahn be streaming, I have no idea. If I'm familiar with how Havasu and their streaming capabilities are with of races, it's probably going to suck. But I'm going to give them the credit, and I'm going to hope that there's going to be a great streaming going on. If not, I'll find a streaming ability, and we'll make sure we get it going. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. I got a lot of people there. A lot of people there. I should have just flown out and been part of the crew, but you know, I have to work. I'm a one-man crew over here. But as soon as I figure out what the information is, I will make sure I will get you guys information. I will probably go live during the weekend. When I figure out what's going on, I'll share it, like it, whatever you need to do. I'll let you guys know. Again, I just want to say I appreciate what you guys are always doing for me. You guys have definitely made everything happen for me. Want to say thanks. Awesome night. Check out next week. So give you guys a heads up before you all dip out. Next Monday, I'm going to have Powerboat Nationals on board, but I also have 2 guests. Bring it to you again. I have 2 guests. They're going to be dropping some big news. I'm talking news that's going to change the industry of jet ski, PWC. I'm going to drop you some news. I'm not even going to drop you the news. I'm going to bring the news to the show, and then the news is going to drop it on the show, and the show is going to crush everything. We're going to have the biggest view and the biggest shares and the biggest likes on next Monday's show. If you guys aren't tuned in to knowing what's going on, I told you guys I'm going to bring you the best of the best, the gritty nitty gritty of whatever I can find. I'm going to ask the questions that no one else wants to ask. I'm going to be inside the holes and crannies of everybody that's talking. And when someone says they got some intel for me and they want me to talk about it, we're bringing it. And what I'm going to tell you right now, next week's show is going to change the whole industry of the PWC closed course racing. I'm telling you that right now that you're not going to want to miss this. I'm bringing 2 guests, and then I'm going to have another phone call after that. So you guys get prepared, because next week's show will probably go just about into 90 minutes. But the first guests, I'm bringing 2 of them on together, and you ain't going to want to miss this one. And then we're going to recap on the Mark Hahn race, and we're going to get prepared for Fairview Lakeview race. Pre-register, it's free. So as you guys heard, make sure you guys spread the word. All you guys in the chat room, giving me a holler. I appreciate it. But your boy here, I'm out of here. So get prepared. Have fun. Be safe. Monday night, baby. We out! You guys are the real MVPs. Thank you for always watching and tuning in. I know Mondays you have better things to do, but you're taking 60 minutes of your time to come watch your boy Cardone talk some smack about PWC closed course racing. I just want to say thank you. Much love. You guys make it happen.